Did you write this specifically for Denzel?
After Nightcrawler, I had the idea, and Denzel came to mind, and I wrote it on spec for almost a year. And I knew there was only one person who could do it, and if he didn't do it, if he didn't shake my hand, I was going to have to put it away.
And I shake your hand.
And thank you, God, you didn't make me do that. It was a risk, it was a gamble. But I felt very strongly about the material, and I felt very, very strongly that Denzel was the only person who could do it.
The relationship between director and star, how much do you have to trust each other to get it all right?
Denzel Washington trusted me, my second film. To me, that's an enormous amount of trust. I had to reciprocate that trust. I felt I had done my work, I'd written the script. My biggest job was to create an environment that he could create in, and to allow him to create. And we did deeply trust each other. You were all, actually, once we started shooting, you were ahead of me on the character. And I was often playing catch up on the character. And you were doing things that I couldn't exactly see where they were going, but I started to see them build. And I didn't feel inclined in any way to harness it or ask questions or to shape it in any way. It was going where it felt right to go. Yeah, we deeply trust each other. And it's only gotten stronger.
And how much was on the page? Like, how much of your character was written and how much is what you developed?
Well, it starts on the page, you know, and it leads you somewhere, hopefully.
I wrote the script, but Denzel is the author of bringing it to life. There is just myriad nuance and important characters and traits and line readings and line changes. So it was a very deep collaboration from start to finish.
Is this a message film for you?
No, I don't believe it's a message film. I think it's whatever you personally take out of it. I'd love for people to ask questions. I don't think we're here to give answers. I think the spirit that I was going for was one of tolerance. That we have more, as Roman says at the end, you know, we're all formed of frailty and error. Let's not judge, and certainly let's not judge until we start judging ourselves. And once we really see where we are, let's have compassion for the people around us, and just to be more tolerant and to be more aware of human dignity and the spirit. And again, that's one of the reasons why I cast Denzel. I always see in his performances, and as I've gotten to know him, he's a man who's committed to certain things. And they're unwavering. I believe the things that he's committed to should be unwavering. And I know Roman's character very much exhibits that. And it's the idea of finding, as George says, something that wakes you up in the morning. Whatever that is to you.
His whole life is dedicated to that belief that change is very possible. It's one legal brief away from changing everything. I mean, that's an incredibly hopeful idea, you know, that it can be changed like that.
Roman believes, I think, in what the world could be and not what it is. And that is in many ways the essence of faith. It's in the belief in something that's the unseen and not in front of you, and what's possible.
Does a character stay with you after a film like this? Is this someone who lives on?
I like
with you?
Roman.
Yeah.
I could actually say that. I look at this film and I go, man, I like that guy. I don't say that much, and not like this. It's just something I don't know if it means I step out of it or whatever, but every time I look at it, I go. So it was weird tonight because I haven't looked at it with an audience. So I was sitting on the side, and it was hard to watch because I was hoping they like him too, you know. But
did you like him, folks?
No, I'm not. You know, Dan is a very, very talented filmmaker and writer and director, and he and Robert Elswit told it. Yeah, they really told the story, and you know, it's a collaboration, and it starts with the page, or starts with his imagination.
Well, it is a remarkable film, and I can't thank you both enough for bringing us here. Thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Thank you very much for coming.
Folks, make sure you tell everyone you know and several people you don't to go see this when it comes out. Thank you again, gentlemen.